That's
Good morning, Matt.
good morning, and it is a good morning. Hey, welcome to Mecum in the Morning. I'm so glad that you joined us here at Mecum Harrisburg for day 3 of the auction.
Episode 12.
Episode 12.
I can count, Matt.
You can.
I
and
can.
I think we're well on our way into double digits as we kind of move further into double digit territory.
Well, once we are in double digits, then the next step is triple digits, Matt.
Triple digits.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, we will be full steam ahead towards triple digits of Mecum in the Morning. Today on the docket, crossing the block, we have 297 vehicles, 4 collections, and 54 pieces of road art.
I actually spent, I've been here since 4 a.m., just in case you were wondering, working. And I spent some time browsing the road art, and there are some really cool pieces. There's a dog in suds, big neon. I mean, it's gigantic. I would love, again, who buys these and where do they hang? Because the piece is so big, but they also had a couple cool carts and push cars that I tried to get the news reporter in. He refused to do it, but maybe I can get you to go in it later after we're done here.
Well, speaking of unique pieces on site, and we've got a unique highway highlights segment today, as it was curated by a viewer who said they wanted to see some third-gen Camaros. Of course, I was in for that, Brianne. I love Camaros, especially the third gens in particular.
Because you did write books about them, didn't you?
I have. I have, and actually, one of the Camaros that was profiled here at the auction was covered in my second book, Camaro Special Editions. But before we get there,
nice plug, Matt.
Yeah, well, I got to get it. So we did have a request to see some third-gen Camaros, and there were quite a few here at Harrisburg. We had lot number W142, a 1987 IROC Z that sold, and that was a great example, Brianne, with just over 18,000 miles, a really attractive color combo. A second one we had there is on the screen, we just passed it, but that's a 1982 Indy 500 commemorative edition. That was the first year for the third-gen body style, and popular with that blue and silver color scheme.
I like that scheme.
It is attractive, especially with that unique silver and blue interior, all mimicking the looks of the pace car that year. And then the third one that we also had, or the one that we're profiling, there's a couple others, was a 25th anniversary that you can see it there, that convertible. A couple unique things about this one, Brianne, is that during this body style, Chevrolet did not offer a factory convertible. And so what the protocol would be is that you could still order one, but it was sent to the American Sunroof Company. There's a sticker showing on the inside the door jamb, so they would provide the conversion. So not exclusive to the Camaro. The ASC also serviced Mustang during this time, same thing. Ford did not offer a factory convertible, so ASC performed the conversion. This one was really sharp, collector grade for sure, with I forget how many miles were on the odometer, but not too many, and it really presented well.
Great Camaros. I actually spent a lot of time with Camaros this morning. The news reporter that I was working with this morning has a 2018 Camaro. I did mention that you have wrote a few books, and I did say that I would get him an autographed copy of one of your books if available.
Absolutely.
But he is a big Camaro fan, so more Camaros, all day Camaros. It's Camaro Friday.
Camaro Friday.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. And what we're pausing there on the screen is one of the specific aspects about the Camaro, the 25th anniversary, is the RPO code Z03. So that's the regular production option, Brianne. So that's how, as the car was being built, all of those 3-digit codes correspond to options on the vehicle. And the Z03 corresponds to the 25th anniversary. So as you're looking into these vehicles, that's how you ascertain what's known in the hobby world as provenance, right? Knowing that the vehicle is what it is.
I was just going to say, could you explain to people that maybe don't have the extensive car background as you do, what is an RPO?
So RPO, regular production option, so it's the way that Chevrolet has built their vehicles, so that when you would look on the window sticker, the way that they group the options or singular option, it gets designated as an RPO, regular production option, meaning, so like Z28, for example, which that car had the trim, going back to 1967 when that model debuted, or that trim debuted. Z28 was an arbitrary, for lack of a better word, engineering code, just saying that, hey, that car is going to get X, Y, and Z. and it kind of took on a life of its own. And Chevrolet and General Motors in particular has had that happen throughout their history. The other one that comes to mind is Z51 on the trucks. You know, now that's kind of a popular option, but same thing. It started off as kind of an arbitrary designation for that package.
And then it just stuck.
And it stuck, and,
Yeah.
and they ran with it from a marketing standpoint. It's kind of a neat thing. In addition to some of the other more thought out, like Super Sport, for example. Sometimes, you know, they set out to create a package like that. Sometimes it just kind of works out that the way that car is presented or that truck is presented, they run with that.
Oh.
1LE is another one too for Camaro fans out there. They know what that means. 1LE is upgrade suspension, but that's another popular one, and where again it means something to the Camaro faithful.
I would like to say that you are the encyclopedia of Camaros. Thank you.
Absolutely. Well, and I will say, Brian, speaking, since today is Camaro Friday.
It is.
Camaro Friday, my favorite day.
Yeah, I just coined it.
I
Thank
like
you.
it. Camaro Friday. It's interesting. It's an interesting time in Camaro history with, speaking of the 25th anniversary and kind of recognizing Camaro milestones. We're at a unique precipice right now with the 6th generation Camaro ending production. Chevrolet has not announced a replacement for that, so I know a lot of Camaro collectors and friends are very eager to see what's next. Chevrolet has not announced a 7th generation traditional Camaro pony car, and I know I and many other people are eager to see, will we get a traditional 2-door, hopefully V8 powered sports car labeled a Camaro? We're not sure.
Only time will tell.
But
Do you have a Camaro?
I don't have a Camaro, but should I buy one here at Mecum?
Well, we have many options for purchase, and I can help get you upgraded to a bidder registration.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But thank you to the user that submitted the request to see some 3rd gens, a great group, and there's a couple more here on site. Look through Mecum.com to see the consignment pages, and of course, come out and check them out in person.
We have tons of Camaros this weekend. When I was with the reporter this morning, there's just rows of them everywhere, like up front, throughout all the collections here. We have a great sampling of Camaros this time around.
You know, another collection, Brian, that we were going to profile, we just didn't have enough in the show. There's a great collection up in the main arena of some very collectible, particularly 1st gen Camaros, including, I believe we have a Copo, an L72 427 car, which I'm sure you're well versed in.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But we do have that, and we have a Z10 up there as well. That's a unique part of Indy 500 history, but come on out to the auction and check them out. We really do have a great collection of Camaros. Now, let's lose 2 of those wheels, and let's focus on something that's more in your wheelhouse.
Well, in typical brief fashion, and coming from the motorcycle industry, I'm always going to find a motorcycle to feature, or 2. This one really caught my eye. It's completely custom.
And I like the name of the build. It was christened Honey Bagger.
Honey Badger,
Right.
Get it?
Now, Brian, fill me in, just because I'm not nearly as educated as you are. What am I looking at here with this build?
Well, you're looking at a Harley Davidson that has been completely torn down and rebuilt again. It looks like a bagger. It looks like it comes from the bagger family. You have the straight bars. You have, every single thing has been removed. The fenders, the seat, everything has been customized to the fullest extent. I'm going to guess that this customer spent $50,000 to $100,000 getting this motorcycle to where it's at today.
Wow, very unique build. And I know it had some media attention too. We were talking with consignment agent Craig, and I think that was a not SEMA build or something. I think notable shows and then some magazine coverage as well.
Absolutely. The amount of work and detail that come into that. I don't know if you've ever been to Daytona Bike Week, but you'll see builds like this and even more extreme. You know, people spend, again, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000, which if you don't come from the motorcycle culture, you're like shocked about that price, because you could buy a car, you could buy a collector car from that, but the amount of care that goes into these motorcycles, sometimes they're not the best rides, but they're definitely great for someone that enjoys a motorcycle collection. You see a lot of personalization on these, so it might not appeal to one person, but it will appeal to another. But I love it. It's a great paint job, the wheels, the upgrades, the handlebars. I'd like to take it for a ride. Would you like to hop on back?
I would ride something else that we're going to profile on the show. My final question about this, Brian. So a build like this, is this a piece that someone could throw a leg over and ride, or similar in the car world, when you put together a project like this, it actually really doesn't get used? Is it more of a show and art piece?
I would say it's more of a show and art piece. You can ride it. It's not going to be, you don't want to get nips and, scratches and dents on the tanks and like the fenders, because the paint job alone probably cost multiple $1,000s. What they'll probably do is they'll probably ride it to something like Daytona Bike Week or Laconia or even Sturgis, ride it around the city. I don't expect, this is a touring bike in some capacity, meant for long distance in its stock form, but because it's so customized, it's dropped, people aren't going to ride this long distances. They're going to show it off around the city and, you know, go hang out with their boys at the club or something like that. But this is definitely not a long distance motorcycle.
Well, definitely a unique piece and just one of several motorcycles that we have crossing the block here at Harrisburg. And we also have a unique profile on another motorcycle that's going to be crossing the block at Mecum Montery. We caught up with our motorcycle consignment agent Craig for the inside scoop.
My name's Craig Mallory, and I work in the motorcycle department at Mecum Auctions. What we have here is a 1957 Triumph Model 21. It is actually the first Model 21 ever delivered, and as such, it's the first unit construction Triumph Twin ever delivered. It was displayed in 1957 at the RAI show in Amsterdam, and subsequently delivered to the dealer in Amsterdam, sold to a buyer there, stayed in the Netherlands for quite a number of years, and then was imported to the US, subsequently restored, and we are offering it at our Monterey auction in California in a couple weeks. Ultimately, we'll probably have about 75 to 100 bikes. We're still consigning for Monterey. There's still bikes coming in. There's still a collection in a container on a boat coming over right now, so it all kind of remains to be seen what the final tally is. At the Monterey auction in California in a couple weeks, we'll have about 1,500 cars and about 100 motorcycles. So yes, indeed, in addition to all of these four-wheel things, Mecum has motorcycles as well. If you love motorcycles, the place to be is at the end of January at South Point Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas, Nevada. We will be there for the 34th annual Las Vegas Motorcycle Auction. It is the biggest collector's motorcycle auction on the planet Earth. We'll probably have about 2,000 bikes over the course of 4 days. It is unbelievable.
All right, I do have to point out, I think Craig got a little excited.
He did.
It's about 600 cars that cross the block. But one thing I'm really excited about is the quality of motorcycles we are bringing to Monterey. Some of them are very rare. They're coming from, we have a former motocross champion that's bringing some of his collection there. Monterey is a very upscale, high-level event, and the motorcycles we're bringing absolutely reflect that as well. I'm excited. We're actually going to, I think I put it on your schedule. We're going to hit up a Cycle Gear bike night in Monterey on the 13th. We'll be talking about the motorcycles we're bringing, but we're also going to promote that large Vegas auction that Craig had mentioned, where we have about 2,500 motorcycles that cross the block at that point. All motorcycles, no cars, which is not typical for us. Usually it's very heavy on the car side and very light on the motorcycle side.
Yeah, you know, we are gearing up for Monterey. We do have a lot in store. Mecum in the Morning will be broadcasting live from that auction, so of course be sure to tune in.
And I think on the move, I think I've assigned on the move multiple things during that week. I actually have you coming in early to get on the scoop right when the festival starts.
Monterey Car Week is a really big deal, to use the words of Craig, on planet Earth. It's one of the best car weeks on planet Earth.
Yes. And maybe even planet Saturn. Is Saturn a planet anymore? It's Pluto that's not.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Pluto got knocked out,
Yeah.
but maybe on planet Saturn. But Monterey Car Week is one of the best multi-day automotive experiences. Mecum Auctions, of course, being a staple there on the peninsula.
Daytime auction.
Daytime auction, and there's a lot of other automotive events and gatherings that happen, and you're right. On the Move will be attending some of them, providing coverage, including some packages for the morning show, so another reason to tune in.
Yep.
I wanted to talk a little bit about this Triumph. I had a question, motorcycle question for you.
Uh-oh. I wasn't prepared for this, guys.
Well, I'm intrigued by the gauges. Are they in the headlight or the fuel tank there on that bike?
They're not. They sit up on. It's on a dash, like so they sit above it.
They
but
sit above it.
Yeah,
Got it. Guys,
yeah.
I thought it had a very unique look for that
Yeah.
Triumph. And
Yeah, I would say for that period, you see most motorcycle brands do that. So, you know, coming from Royal Enfield, a lot of our motorcycles had their odometer and fuel gauges placed in the same area.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, very unique bike, and thanks, Craig, for the spotlight on that. And we've got another spotlight, Breon. Which
We do?
We do. We
love spotlights.
We do love spotlights. We love highlights too.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun yesterday, and I mean more fun than normal.
I got yelled at by our executive producer for how much fun I actually had during
Yeah, you had to tone it down. But without further ado, we were able to catch up with one of our road art consigners, Doug, who brought out some very fun pieces. Take a look. I'm in the Road Art Hall here at Mecum's 2024 Harrisburg auction, and I'm standing next to Doug. Doug is a longtime go-kart driver and restorer. And Doug, you've brought out a unique assortment. Give me some of the highlights of what we're in front of, starting with this one here.
This is a 2024 Villeneuve twin-engine liquid-cooled kart that I built. And this right over here is a 1976 Hartman twin-engine kart with twin McCullough 101s on it.
And then this one here is especially rare and desirable. What are some of the specs on this one?
This is a 1974 Hartman Enduro kart. And the unique thing about this is was a custom ordered car from the manufacturer.
I heard rumors of a fourth go-kart. Where's that one?
We have some fun in store for you. We're going to go outside here and we're going to have a little fun.
So right now we're at an undisclosed testing ground here at Mecum Harrisburg.
So he's teaching me how to start. I'm actually kind of excited that he's letting me do anything. Do you trust me?
I trust you.
Yeah. I don't.
Did
I press that button?
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, I saw that, Joel. You weren't joking about that, Joel. Oh, okay. I think I got this now. Who the heck are you, and why are you here?
Rick Parsons, and currently racing in the vintage Formula 5000 series.
So you're currently racing.
Oh yeah. I also race these karts.
Okay.
So between the big cars and the go-karts, but this go-kart is every bit as faster off the line even than the 5000 kart.
Yeah, this is a 1982 Invader C-open car, which means it's 300 cc's. Each one of these motors produces 48.6 horsepower and about 22 foot-pounds of torque.
All right, let's see how fast is.
All righty.
So Rick is preparing. He's getting everything into position.
That clock's on.
Ready to go?
All right, let's light. Go.
We're now going on lap 3. You can see him pick up the speed. The smoke is still coming out of everything.
He was so confident behind the wheel. I'm so impressed.
Woo!
I think we should interview the champion.
Hey, I just want to let you know you won the race.
So we just wrapped up the go-kart trials here, man. It is incredible to see these things in action. Can't wait to see them cross the block.
All right, I can't get enough of Rick and Doug, and the fact that, I wouldn't say he's a spring chicken, but he's still actively racing. I also appreciate that they let me help start up the kart. That was really nerve-wracking. I was hoping I didn't mess it up. I didn't, but my heart was racing watching him race. Like I was actually racing that kart myself. It was a lot faster than I actually thought it was.
It really was, because I know the top speed Doug filled us in. Do you have any guesses what that kart achieved out there in the parking lot?
I don't have to guess because you told me yesterday,
okay.
but
I wasn't sure if you were to remember.
I mean, sometimes I don't read your texts, but in
Right.
that instance I did.
Doug let me know that kart achieved 52.4 miles per hour. Obviously, we weren't going for top speed, but I was shocked. I was genuinely shocked.
With especially how small the course is too, and those tight turns that we set up with the cones.
did.
That's pretty insane for parking lot speed on a kart.
But it was a great way to kind of kick off the morning. We had a big crowd out there watching, as you could see in that package.
And we're going to hold it. So our head of operations told us he loved what we did out there. It did draw a crowd. So maybe we'll do some more fun activities like that in, the next auction.
Absolutely, yeah. Anything that we can fire up and show, we'll do. A little bit more about that particular kart. It's one of 4, as you saw in that package, that Doug brought out. And Doug has a shop, Breon, in Indianapolis, and he focuses exclusively on the restoration and preservation of, I would say, notable and historic karts. Mm-hmm. It's just fascinating. Again, all the subsets of this collecting world. He really has an eye for it. And Doug, like Rick, also has decades of karting experience, so it really is a genuine passion for him. And some of those karts, producer Alyssa and I were talking with him about some of the notable brands that are part of that world, including Hartman, which are some of his karts. So if you come out to the auction, Doug will probably be easy to find because he's down there by the karts.
He's always by the karts.
He's always by the karts, which is great. But chat with him a little bit more, because he can talk for hours about the significance of what he brought and kind of just the artistry that goes into restoring them. The particular kart that we highlighted on the track is lot number Z448. It's selling Saturday, tomorrow, here at Harrisburg. It's a 1982 Invader twin with those twin engines that we had to fire up at the same time, with nearly 100 horsepower combined. Pretty incredible. And 93.6 horsepower with 41 pound-feet of torque. But a very unique piece and definitely ready to run.
Yeah, I think Doug and Rick are becoming my two favorite people when we come to the auctions. When I know that they're bringing some carts, I just get so excited. Like the information, it's like information overload. I never knew there was that much to learn about carts, and there really is. But they're so enthusiastic about being here, and like you guys have to check them out. They're fantastic.
Is it coincidence that Doug dressed in all red like Mario?
Ooh, Mario. Oh, I didn't even think about it.
I don't know. Doug, let us know if you were
interested.
channeling your best Mario
Where's
Kart.
Luigi?
Yeah, I don't know. We need Rick to dress in green.
We can do that.
But big thanks to Doug and Rick for allowing us to showcase those. And again, come out to the auction, take a look. Something else that was fun here, Brian, at the auction, which I got
We
you.
have fun at the auction?
We have so much fun at the auction.
Because it's a fun experience for everyone.
It is a fun experience. And we get to have a little bit more elevated levels of fun because we get to kind of go behind the scenes with all that's out here.
And cause a ruckus.
And cause a ruckus.
Yeah.
I thought we were going to have some more fun with something, and then I realized we had to shift gears on another piece here at the auction, and here's my profile on it. I got Brianne so excited when I told her that I had found a ATV that I was going to try to track down the consignor and see if they would let us ride it. It's right here. It is a Cyberquad built by Tesla. I've never seen one in person, but it matches the look of the Cybertruck perfectly. Come to find out, this is designed for kids ages 9 to 12 with a top speed of around 10 miles per hour. So it's a cute little ride, but Brianne, we can't ride this one, but I'll keep looking and maybe we can find one down the road.
Wait, it said it was meant for kids 9 to 12. It didn't say adults in their late 30s, early 40s couldn't ride it. It just said it was made for that. Did you get to talk to the owner?
I did not. I did not. When I saw it was for kids, I thought, well, we probably shouldn't. We're kids at heart. That's true.
I think that counts.
That's true, but I think the rating was for the physical size of kids and not the emotional state of kids.
Are you talking about my weight on TV, Matt?
No, because I'm saying I would look ridiculous on that. But I gotta be honest with you, Brianne, I have not seen one of those in person, and that's part of the reason why I kind of geeked out on it, because if I'm not mistaken, when Elon debuted the Cybertruck, I thought part of the original intent was to have a full-size ATV in the bed, because I thought there was some way that you could drive into it. So that's what I thought it was, and I think this might be kind of how they brought that to fruition, but on a kid's size.
I will say I didn't even know it existed until you pointed it out to me yesterday, so I was actually pretty shocked about it, but I'm also intrigued.
Yeah.
And still want to ride it.
Well, we'll see if we can make that happen. Maybe they have one with a higher weight capacity for both of us, but definitely a unique piece, and I think I forget the range, but 10 miles per hour. Great for a kid to bomb around at a track event or in the backyard.
Yeah.
So. All right. Well, moving on to some other. We do have more fun coming up. But before we get to that, let's check in with Kim at Kim's Corner. She's got some more information about the Mecum auction experience.
Hey, I'm Kim. Welcome to Mecum Auction. Today we're going to talk about the different levels of attending the auction. You can buy general admission for $30 per person per day, and you can always upgrade to a standard bidder badge. With that, and we credit you the amount that you spend on your general admission tickets. We also have an annual membership, which is a yearly membership from the day that you purchased it. So like if you purchase today, it'll be good to the end of July of 2025. And also we have a gold, which is the VIP. You get entrance into the Mega Gold Lounge. You get free drinks. You get $200 food card and a $25 gift card to use at Mecum Gear. And also, some of our auctions we don't give the gold membership only because we're not allowed to sell some of the alcohol. We can't do that, and you don't receive all the benefits that we want you to have to receive at the auctions. For annual, you can come to all the auctions. You can participate by telephone or internet at every auction. If you attend, you and a guest can come. If you want to do internet bidding only and you're an annual member, you can give me a call. I set you up for internet only. Even if you're not physically going to be here, yes, we have to register you.
You know, whenever we don't air a segment featuring Kim, we get some backlash on social media. So we hear you guys. We'll make sure to feature her and all the great experiences that Mecum has to offer. Again, what Kim talked about is you can come here as a ticket holder, and then at any point you decide you want to upgrade to a bidder so you can buy some road art or a vehicle, you can. Just find Kim and her team at the service station and they'll get you handled.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I agree about Kim's fans are very vocal when there's not a Kim's corner.
Yeah.
All right, well, let's shift gears a little bit, Brianne. Let's talk about road art. And we have a fun clip that we mentioned yesterday on the show documenting how your family broke
Tori's bench. Yep.
So here it is. I don't know if we can provide some live commentary. So let's see, 3, 2, 1, there we go.
My dad's face in that video is classic. Like but my son held the glaze. He didn't hurt the toy truck. Just worked out perfectly. I've shared this across all platforms. I'll never get sick of it. It's also in our family chat. Every once in a while I'll just bring it back up. But sorry Tori for breaking your bench, but thank you for opening up your home to us. It's really important for us to showcase all the amazing things that road art has to offer. And we did check in with Savannah yesterday, so let's find out.
Hi, I'm Savannah with Road Art. We're out in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, near Hershey, Pennsylvania, and we have 3 Hershey-themed pieces for sale this Saturday. So the first one I have here is the Hershey's ice cream tin sign, absolutely beautiful restoration. And then we have 2 other candy machines available as well as part of our Rusted Restoration collection, which is also going to be featured in our Florida Kissimmee auction in January. About 12 pieces at Harrisburg, and then we should have quite a bit more in Kissimmee. It's going to be a really exciting collection. For those of you that aren't familiar with road art, we are the team that specializes in gasoline and automotive memorabilia. You can catch us each morning before the cars run at 9 a.m. on the block.
You know, it's like being in an adult, a toy store. Let's just say a toy store. There's so many great goodies that you can find in the road art section. Personally, I'm excited about those Shell oil chairs. And now, I thought they were going to come, but Savannah just pointed out that they'll actually be at Kissimmee and actually be perfect because we have a house in Florida, so I could easily put them in the back of the rental car and just bring them to the house, which would where I'd want them to be.
Right, and it works out. I don't know if this is your intention, but the Shell connects to not only obviously the oil company, but also the beach. Is that part of your?
No.
Okay.
I had nothing to do with that.
Okay.
But
nothing to do with that. But always check out the road art at Mecum Auction, both online and on site. You'll never know what you'll find. There's something really for everyone.
Actually, there was something cool that's actually coming on the block this morning. It is a picnic basket, but it's like a suitcase, and it's like porcelain, and it's very upscale and elevated. I can imagine like driving in like a Gullwing, and Mercedes Gullwing, opening up the doors and pulling out that beautifully elevated picnic basket or suitcase, whatever you call it. But that's going off the block today. So if you're here and you're looking for a really cool piece of road art, check it out.
Well, as we wind down today's show, of course, as always, leave us a comment wherever you are watching this. Let us know if there's a vehicle you want profiled or you have a question about Mecum Auctions. If you come out to the auction today here at the Pennsylvania Farm Show Complex, be sure to stop by the 1 or 2 areas of merch.
We only have one merch area, but the shirt that Matt's wearing is available in the merch area. My shirt, however, today is not. So again, Matt and I visited the Syracuse Nationals. If you watched our earlier shows this week, Matt wore his shirt yesterday, gave me grief for not reading his mind, knowing he was going to wear it. So I wore mine today. It's actually really great. It's got some cool art on the back. It's tie-dye. It actually matches my nails. I just noticed that. But definitely, again, the event tees are always the hot item here at Mecum. The event tee for Harrisburg was great. I wore that on an earlier show. But yeah, buy Matt's shirt or the event shirt that I wore the other day, and many other things.
Well, the auction is going to be starting in just a couple moments, and you can catch the live TV coverage on Max at 12 noon. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.